I want to welcome you back to the Habit Based Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Ewell. Today, we got a great episode, and I want to talk specifically about the three biggest mistakes chiropractors make when adding a niche service and how to fix them. So, as we get into today's episode, I really want to talk about, there's kind of this idea of adding a niche service like weight loss, you know, soft wave, shock wave, stem wave therapy, decompression, red light therapy, even neuropathy, all these things. These are obviously great ways to increase revenue, and obviously improve patient outcomes. But here's one of the critical things that I see chiropractors make. And this is a really big mistake that can often lead to frustration, wasted money, and just kind of a lack of results or minimal results when this happens. So I really want to break down these three biggest mistakes chiropractors are making when adding a niche service and really how to avoid these. So I want to get into this training, and I'm obviously going to draw this out. So if you're listening on the podcast, maybe you're able to watch this on YouTube. This does come with kind of a more in-depth approach to it. So I'm going to be drawing this out. But if you want the replay to this, you can always go to YouTube. I'll actually link this up. Or if you're inside my Facebook group, obviously, you can watch it this way. So if you're thinking about adding, a niche service to your clinic or to, whatever you're doing, before you do it, I want you to consider a couple things. So, there's obviously three mistakes I see. Obviously, I'm not a chiropractor, but I work with so many that when they come to my program and they ask for help to build their business, or they want to even launch like the VIP weight loss system that we have, this is really the part that I see that either makes them successful or they may not have a successful launch. And this really goes into any niche service that you want to add. Okay. And so I just want to get clear on this. So I'm going to share my screen as I do that. Let's see, share screen. So I want to kind of draw this out. So mistake number one, that I see is a niche service will not fix a marketing or new patient problem. So I think a lot of times, chiropractors believe that just by adding new service, it's going to fix and automatically bring more patients in. But here's the thing that I've seen: if you're adding a new service and you have a marketing problem, unless that addresses, that service addresses the marketing problem, it's probably not going to fix a new patient problem. Okay. So mistake number one, a new service or new niche will not fix a marketing problem. Okay. And I used to kind of think this I come from the health and fitness space, but I would see all these guys getting certified. They would get kind of a new certification, a new training, they would get new tools. A lot of times, I remember launching, a TRX straps, or I remember launching kettlebell training or boot camps, but adding a niche service, a certification, didn't fix a marketing problem or a new patient problem, because, if you're struggling to get new patients or new clients, it's a marketing issue. It's not a niche service issue. Okay. So we need to address it at the correct level. So if you're having a marketing problem or your marketing isn't working, it's not going to be fixed by adding something new, because it's not actually, it's kind of like we're scratching around the surface, right? And if we want to change the fruit in our business, we got to get to the root problem. So if you're lacking consistent lead flow, if you're doing some of these things, it's just not going to fix it. Okay. Same in the fitness industry. Just because you get a new certification, you bring a new tool into your gym, the problem is people still don't know about it. Sure, it may help with some of your internal clients, things like that temporarily, but eventually that runs out and then you're right back to where you started. You still got a marketing issue and you still got a problem. Okay. So here's kind of how you fix it. Number one is you get an organic marketing system. Okay. And the reason why this is really the easiest service, because before you add a niche, you got to ensure that you have a marketing system, okay, that works. And so a marketing system that allows you to attract more of your ideal patients. If you have this first, and instead of investing, thousands of dollars into a niche service, you could actually invest in learning how to do this. This would immediately bring you in cash flow. The other thing you want to make sure you're doing is you want to leverage more of your client base to increase revenue. Okay. And what this does is that obviously, we want to sell to your current client base or upsell to current clients. Now, the reason why we want to do this is because the people who typically are going to buy from you again are people that have already bought from you once. Okay. And so kind of think of this essentially like a triangle. Okay. We really have three mistakes when it comes to, adding a niche service. Okay. And I have people that come to me, they buy the soft wave, they buy the red light, they buy all these different things. And then they're excited about it for a couple weeks and then it dies out and they have no marketing system to fall back on. They still have a marketing issue. So if you're struggling with new patients, if you're struggling with patient flow, I would say this: master marketing first, or master a type of marketing first, then add the niche service. Because once you understand how to market, you can bring in anything you want and you can begin to, improve that whole area. So here's what I've seen. People in the health space, chiropractors. For me, I learned how to do organic marketing in the health and fitness space all the way back in 2015, 16. And it helped me grow my brick and mortar business. It helped me sell that and then helped me launch my coaching business, which I have today. So I was able to not only build a multiple seven-figure training facility, I was able to launch a seven-figure coaching business using an organic marketing system to attract. This helped me attract a higher qualified patient. I didn't have to spend a bunch of extra money on Facebook ads. And then once that system was in place, I could leverage some of that money and apply it to either a new niche service or I could apply it to a paid marketing. But it's so easy today. You have so many different platforms to find new patients on, where, 20 years ago, you maybe only had SEO, you had Google, maybe you did have some email marketing, but that was really it. You didn't have all the things that you have today. Now, I want to go into the next thing because I think this is important. So adding a niche service that doesn't complement what you already do. So here's the big thing. Chiropractors add just random niche services that may not align with their core practice or what they do. So what happens is we may confuse our patients and they don't really understand what it is that we actually do or how we help them. So, hey, why is my chiropractor suddenly offering red light? Or why is my chiropractor suddenly offering decompression? Or why is my chiropractor suddenly offering weight loss? Whatever this is, but it sometimes can confuse your patients. It can create disconnection from your existing patient base. And then what ends up happening is there becomes kind of a lack of referrals or things like that, and you kind of slow everything down. So I want to make sure that, before you add a niche service, is that you make sure that it complements what you already do. Okay. So there's a lot of, hey, pain, maybe you're more pain based, maybe you're more holistic. It doesn't matter. Whatever you add as a niche service should represent whatever it is, that thing you do. So if you are, maybe doing more pain based stuff, maybe shockwave, soft wave, stem wave, whatever, um, maybe you're treating more acute, pain issues or things like that. Maybe it might help more with that, but this allows you to make it fit with, the things that you're already doing in your core practice. The other thing is, we want to be able to integrate this into kind of your core offer. So like, imagine if people come in, you're focused on knee pain. It's a natural extension of somebody coming in with knee pain or shoulder pain, whatever it is that you do. Maybe you do some regenerative medicine, or you're thinking about doing that and you want to add that in to, shockwave, soft wave, regenerative medicine, and chiropractic, and create kind of an all encompassing system or program. It needs to do one of two things. It needs to complement what you're already doing, but it also should be able to stand alone and refer people into both places. So I know a lot of times people ask me like, hey, why do you like weight loss so much? And I really believe there's two reasons why. Number one, if people are metabolically dysfunctional, there's a lot of other issues that may be happening, but the reason I like weight loss is because weight loss is a complement to a lot of the other services that you're doing. I can't always say that about chiropractic, but regardless of what it is that you're doing, they should be able to stand alone, and they should also be able to bring extra patients in because you're able to kind of expand who you're able to help and who you're able to work on. Okay. So we want to make sure that this is a complement to what you already do. We can integrate this as an extension to your core program or core offer. And we also want it to be able to stand alone. Okay. Stand alone would mean, hey, we want this to stand alone from everything else. The other thing is we want to be able to educate our patients on how it helps accelerate a current care or something like that. So if it gets somebody better results, it means that we are accelerating the rate to help people. So, the big thing I think always is like, hey, if I could help people heal faster, if I could help people, heal internally, those mechanisms allow me to get more referrals and have better patient outcomes. And ultimately, that's why we're ultimately here, is to have those better patient outcomes. That's a huge part of this. So, think about it. If I could help my clients accelerate their results and all those things. Now, here's another mistake. Okay. And this is kind of the last one. Talking about the niche service. So we try to sell the niche versus sell the results of the niche. Okay. And so remember, often a lot of times what happens is that we're trying to sell decompression, shockwave, soft wave. We're trying to sell all these devices like, hey, come in and try my shockwave, soft wave. Nobody really wants, to be shocked. Let's just be honest. Nobody wants to be decompressed. But what they do want is the results of that. So, hey, here's, how we can help you get out of pain in 1 5-minute treatment, or here's how we can help you reduce pain by 50% in 1 3 to 5 minute treatment. That's a lot different than calling something shockwave, soft wave, or something like that. Also, we want to sell the results versus selling individual time, because when we sell time versus results, what we're missing out on is value. Okay. And this is big, even in, when I was a trainer, it was like me selling one-on-one training and getting caught up in, hey, you know, we're going to have, 20 sessions versus, hey, I'm going to help you lose 20 to 25 pounds, or I'm going to help you get out of pain, or I'm going to sell you 8 sessions. People care about the result. They don't care about, the niche, the time, or the tool you're using on them. And so we want to sell the outcome, not the service. So instead of, saying things like, hey, we offer weight loss, with peptides, like, hey, we help busy professionals lose 20 to 25 pounds in 8 weeks or less, all while improving their energy and fixing their metabolism. Um, this also allows you to lead with results and transformation. Okay. And what I want to explain by this is everybody in the industry is leading with tools as if they're selling to someone in their own industry. Like you're probably doing a better job of selling other chiropractors in your industry the way you're marketing versus actually going to the consumer and selling them. And so you got to flip the script. Okay. So what you really need to work on is you need to work on selling to the consumer. Okay. Things where we state what the tool is, what the method they're using is. It just, we gotta get better at selling the dream destination or the outcome. Okay. So what is the dream outcome of SoftWave? What is the dream destination of SoftWave? It's eliminating pain. It's reducing pain in like one treatment without needles or injections, which is a huge selling benefit. It's helping someone eliminate, less joint pain. It's helping someone feel like they took off a 20-pound backpack. It's helping someone, move and function better. Those are all things that people want. And that's really the power of selling the result. And that's how you kind of fix it. Is like, you got to get out of naming a tool and you got to get into naming the destination, the dream outcome they're looking for. So I want to go through this. Number one, if you're going to add a niche service, ask yourself, hey, does this niche service fix my marketing problem? Okay. One of the reasons why I love our VIP weight loss system, it actually comes with a marketing system that's already proven to work. So, because all these other niche programs, you got to pay extra if you want to market, and you're going to hire a company usually outside that company. And so what happens is they may be good at it. They may be good at marketing. They're not a professional. Like inside of our VIP weight loss system, doing the organic marketing system and leveraging that since 2015. I've done it in gyms. I've done it with chiropractors. I've done it in 13 other industries. I already know exactly how it works. Everybody in our program that sells the VIP weight loss system has done the marketing this way. Okay. But always remember, either fix your marketing first or make sure it comes with marketing, or some type of marketing system is with it that you don't have to pay extra for. Okay. Pick a service that complements what you're already doing. Hey, how does this niche or how does this new thing fit into my current practice? Does it have the same philosophy I have? And then the last piece is sell the results, not the features or the benefits. Sell the dream destination. Focus on the transformation, because ultimately that's what people are looking for. You got to learn how to communicate. All of these things really have to do with packaging, positioning, and marketing. And when they're done correctly, adding a niche service can be a huge increase in revenue. It can attract more of your ideal clients, and it can create greater long-term success. And not only that, it can give you more freedom, because many of the niche services, you don't necessarily have to run to grow. And so that's even a bigger, it's even a bigger power to this. So let me ask you this. So what are you taking away from this? If you're watching on video, comment below, hey, here's what I'm taking away. You want to find out more about our VIP weight loss system, to see if it's a great compliment to what you're already doing, or maybe you just want to meet with me and say, hey, I'm thinking about adding this niche service. How do you feel about it for my type of business? I actually had a guy in our program. He did the same thing with me yesterday. He's like, hey, do you think we could talk? And I was like, yeah, sure. But he reached out and said, hey, I'm thinking about adding this new niche. Would you mind, running through this with me? And I was like, hey, no, not at all. And I went through this and I said, let me ask you this. Would you adding this niche service fix the current marketing problem you have? And he's like, well, no, but I think it would help me sell. So even if I sold one extra person a month, it would still pay for itself. We just kind of ran through these questions. And then at the end of it, he's like, hey, I think I have what I need. And that was it. But like, if you're in that position, feel free to reach out, comment below. Let me know if you want to set up a call. Thank you guys so much for joining today, and I will talk to you later.